Yo guys, welcome back. How's everyone doing? Summer's here, almost here. We're feeling it in the studio. Yeah, it's definitely summer in this room.
Melting.
Yeah, we're all very sweaty. Yeah, we're doing another solo episode, obviously. And we've got, actually before, I need to get into the YouTube mindset.
My God, make sure you like, subscribe.
Yeah, before we start, please like and subscribe.
Make sure you turn on the bell icon so you get the alerts on new uploads.
There we go, Jack's been practicing.
Yeah, also make sure that you hit up the Linktree link in our Instagram bio, because you can also find your way to our Patreon as well. So for anybody that is supporting, we know there's a lot of you. We're getting to the point of trying to get names down and trying to like shout you man out. But yeah, like you know who you are and we really appreciate it.
22 Patreons.
Yeah,
we're also in the cause.
We're
Thank you.
also discussing community-based stuff as well. We had some messages about it. We're working on stuff. So yeah, you'll actually get something for your money other than us rambling. So it should be nice. But the last time we did one of these, we didn't finish all of the kind of Instagram questions. So we figured we'd go through those. We also want to review the very famous and infamous at this point beef that's happened in the world of hip hop, which I know Rich will love, which is obviously the Drake and Kendrick thing, because it's been mad and we've got some thoughts and yeah, we just want to talk about it. It's been crazy. Should we start with that?
Yeah, let's touch on that.
Yeah, so I guess for your benefit, Rich, there's a rapper called Drake, there's a rapper called Kendrick Lamar. They're pretty big. They don't like each other. This beef goes back a long way, which is weird because actually on Kendrick's first album he had a tune with Drake, Poetic Justice, and then since then they're kind
Kendrick
of
has delivered the Poetic Justice.
They're basically like the Sith and Jedi of the rap world. We think about it, like Drake's obviously the big commercial star, Kendrick's this like true artist or whatever. He's like won a Pulitzer Award, which is like the award for poetry as a rapper. So like, you know, they're very different. I don't actually know how the beef started originally, but basically
it's been petty blows, isn't it?
Petty blows.
Like little things here
Little
and there, and it
subliminals.
really just got out of hand.
It got out of hand real quick to the point now, where, well, yeah, obviously Kendrick featured on Metro Boomin and Future's album that came out end of last year. He dropped a verse where he basically took shots at Drake, like very directly. That was the first time it was like, nah, I'm calling you out, I'm gunning for you. Drake then responded with a diss track, which I can't remember the name of. Push-ups.
Yep.
And then Kendrick, it basically went tit for tat. Kendrick then dropped Euphoria and then dropped another track, and then Drake responded. But the accusations got mad. So like Drake did a tune where he basically called Kendrick a wife beater, and then Kendrick responded with like 2 or 3 tunes where he basically called Drake a pedo, a nonce, said he had a secret kid that he's hiding from the world. Like, it got mad.
Yeah, bro,
and
it's crazy.
The Kendrick tune that what's the big one? Not Like Us.
Yeah.
That hit #1 in like
Did it on the Billboard?
Right, it hit #1. It was #1 in Canada, which is hilarious because Drake's Canadian. Like, and it's literally like he got DJ Mustard, who's like a legendary West Coast producer, on the beats. So it was like a club, because a lot of Kendrick's disses were like artsy. Like, yeah, the Alchemist produced one. It was like kind of like real hip hop, but he was like, I'm gonna make a club banger and call you a nonce at the same time. And
I mean, the Meet the Grahams and Not Like Us, like that double, because it was in about a 24, 48 hour period those two came out as
and
well.
I think after
they couldn't be starker, like instrumentally and also, tonally as well. Like the second one, Not Like Us, club banger. Don't get me wrong, but Meet the Grahams is just dark,
craziest tune. You need to
makes you feel so uncomfortable listening
because the beat it's the Alchemist beat, and it's really like haunting piano, and like Kendrick in the tune addresses Drake's like 6-year-old son as a verse for him. Not where he's dissing him, he's like saying, your dad's a bad person, let me be your dad, and always I'll raise you properly and all this stuff. It's mad.
It's crazy.
Addresses his dad, Drake's dad, addresses and his mum, then finally addresses Drake.
No, the secret child.
Then Drake, and it's like really surgical. Like, it's an incredible piece of work, actually. The funny thing is, I was on a date like a couple of weeks ago at this bar in Bethnal Green or something, and they play like loads of hip hop and stuff. And like that just came on, and I was like, this is a weird tune to have in a public setting. You're a nonce, you're a liar, and it's just playing in the background, and it's like that was just on. I was like, this is really inappropriate for this setting, but Not Like Us.
Did you think out loud to hit whatever
the
lucky
girl I was
lady
with was like super into hip hop as well. We both looked at each other like, this is a weird tune that they're playing. And we also noticed they purposely didn't play any Drake tunes on that playlist, so it was just Kendrick. Basically, Kendrick, I think, has won.
He's
overall.
won.
I will give Drake his dues though. Like, Family Matters was actually hard. Like, it was hard.
So he's responded since.
Yeah. So the funny thing is in this beef as well. Because Metro Boomin was also Metro Boomin produced the first track that Kendrick took shots at him on. Metro Boomin produced, I think it's the first time I've ever seen this, an instrumental diss track.
Yeah, Drake in one line in one of the diss tracks Drake sent for Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
Metro Boomin
made a whole BBL Drizzy, because basically one of the accusations on Drake is he's got a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift, and he's taken had like plastic surgery and stuff. And Metro Boomin made this track, and there's a sample that basically is the same BBL Drizzy, and he put it out for free to the world. And was like, anyone you want can jump on a verse on this, you can use it copyright free. So like loads of rappers.
TikTok was fire, bro. Just
Yeah.
like thousands of rappers that
Just
have
making
never
diss tracks for Drake.
diss tracks about Drake.
It was actually legendary.
amazing.
So the funniest one was, you know, Masego, the artist Masego. He's like an R&B singer, but he also plays saxophone. He made a saxophone diss. But he played the saxophone over BBL Drizzy, and it's like he's put it out. Instrumental diss.
Amazing.
I've never seen anything like it. But for hip hop, it's been mad.
Yeah,
Like,
but so the latest that I saw was Drake has
rapped on that
instrumental
BBL
as his
Drizzy one.
response.
Yeah.
So he came back with a response.
Weeks after it was kind of done though.
So
It's
yeah,
kinda like,
but he
leave it
did
alone,
he did
mate.
come back. So after Not Like Us,
He made a tune
He
again.
made a tune where basically there was
PR.
no dissing. It was just straight up denying all the, and it's like,
Wow.
That's how you know you've lost the
yeah,
beef,
but yeah,
man.
that's it.
Definitely
yeah,
how you've
also
lost.
lost beef. Then 3 weeks later, my guy drops another diss track on the beat that was written for
diss
the
him.
world to diss him.
That's like he's
Can I just say
admitting
as well,
it's over,
defeat
man.
totally.
It's over.
Yeah.
The response track he made, which is basically just a PR release at this point, he also says, I can't be a nonce because I'd be in jail. Is his response. He's like, if I'm too famous.
Every nonce globally, as we know, is currently rotting away.
He
in
also
jail.
says, I'm too famous to be a nonce. In his response, I'm like, that's not a good response, bro.
That's a terrible
That is a
argument of
terrible.
defense. Like,
Your lawyer, your PR team did not approve to sign that off, because that's a terrible response.
I mean, it's literally like, oh my god! Think about like fucking Epstein and all
Bro,
that
just
shit.
like,
It's like, you mad,
can't
mate?
say I didn't do the crime because I'm not in jail. Like, that's just not a good response to anything. Is
yeah,
it?
it's peak, man. But I mean, it straight up has been a bit of musical history. This,
Yeah,
Like,
this is like, and the fact that Kendrick's tune was like the most streamed tune on Spotify and got to #1, and literally people were singing the hook. Like one of the hooks on it is like, "You're a 69 god" and all this stuff. Like just mad lines where like people are now like singing it in clubs, and like people are partying to this tune, which is effectively a really, really like brutal diss track. But it's become like the tune of the summer, which is crazy. So that was fun. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, it's been interesting watching this one unfold.
It has. Crep check before we jump to the questions.
Been playing old black suede.
Starting to repeat
Nike
shoes
SBs.
now.
I know I'm starting to repeat shoes. It's only because I got back from warehouse projects this morning and I've just been like out and about trying to make the most of the sun today. So I got home, charged up my laptop, grabbed my car keys, and then I've just been out and about all day today. So yeah, I really didn't put much thought into this.
I might have even worn these last time.
You got the delivery ones.
yeah,
Deliveroo
Deliveroo
Preps.
branded Air Max ones.
Nice. And I've got the. There we go. Can't get it in the camera. Here we go. Jordan 4 Military Blue, which came out a couple of weeks ago.
There's going to be a point where you're in this segment on your own.
Just
I
doing
think
the
it's
crap.
coming soon, maybe.
Yeah.
but
Not
how
coming
the crep-
soon, mate. Don't worry. I've got plenty, bro.
actually not-
I'll be tapping out very shortly.
I'm not
but
even scratched the
done.
surface, really. We've got a lot more to go, and it will just make me wear trainers I've not worn in a long time. as
Yeah,
well,
that's
so
mate. Honestly, yeah, it's getting to that point now where I'm like, oh, so far I've not worn those trainers. Am
Yeah.
I going to wear them for the first time just for the sake of the podcast? Fuck yeah, I will.
probably.
Yeah, just for
Yeah.
you
I
guys.
started
Just for you
depopping all
guys,
the
which
ones of
camera
those. I'm just like, I don't care.
Fair.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh no,
Sorry,
mate, you've
guys.
got a Depop after a while. After a
Yeah,
while, there's
just
some
like
that you're just
whatever.
like, or ones you've worn but you just have not worn for 12 months, and you're like, I wore those 3 times,
Yeah.
and in quick succession, and then never wore them again. I'm clearly not going to wear them again. Get rid of
Yeah,
them.
I've actually got loads of pairs like that. To be fair, I've got this pair of like SB Dunks that are like the St. Patrick Day ones, like the green and gold ones. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have.
I've literally worn them twice in like 3 years.
Yeah, it's annoying that the resale for worn shoes really isn't.
Not all that.
It's just no one wants to buy them. I'd
No.
buy them.
If they're like a really like vintage pair, I've been watching that Rejuvenator
looks
matey on like YouTube, and like some of the things he done to a pair of blue suede Jordans that looked
Dead.
they were done, bro.
Yeah.
Said he got them for like $50 or something. He made them. He must have been able to sell them for like a few $100 when he was done with them.
I'm
And
a
it-
little torn with this though, yeah, because you can make a busted old pair of trainers look amazing, but then when you put them back on and walk 50 meters up the road, are they still going to look?
Yeah, true.
Those
think
creases
the
suddenly
tread-
bust out like nowhere.
The tread
like,
is the key, because once
Yeah.
you lose the tread,
yeah.
it's kind of like
And it's the toe there, isn't it? It's that crease there.
You can
Yeah.
get those out, though.
You can get it out. It depends what material, man. You can iron it out with some, but not with these. That's it.
you do a bit of your own.
I did it once.
Oh my days! That was definitely a conversation where you're like, "Yeah, I bought loads of stuff."
Yeah, I did it once. Yeah, I was unemployed, so I did
I'm
it.
not like we had a bit of a fucking accident with my missus's Air Max ones the other day, and actually my daughter spilled some tomato pasta on them,
no.
and literally. I am going to do it, because to send them off, it's just not as much. And you can buy the paint for like nothing.
Yeah,
a few
yeah.
paintbrushes, I reckon I can
It's
get
actually
it
not that
done.
hard. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and it's not that hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the amount of trainers that you've got, in order to do them all, you'd have to have so many paints.
Oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
going to need a yard before you start doing that
Yeah,
shit, bro.
yeah,
You'd
yeah,
have to have a
of
little dedicated room, and then maybe you can.
Mate,
you know,
that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the thing that I'm really, really like. One day, just really excited about having my own gaff somewhere. Is that I'll be able to have. We'll have a studio, obviously, but I'm gonna have a little dedicated room for just like crafts, little things like that, right? So, get my trainers, get them all spruced up, looking
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
paint them, whatever. But Warhammer, I'm gonna spunk so much money on like
Did
Warhammer,
not see
painting
that
little
coming.
plastic models, and mate, I'm gonna be such a little painter nerd. I'm just gonna be
That does
high on
fit in, to be
solvents
fair.
all the time.
I can see that for you, to be fair.
Yeah, man, I used to do it when I was a kid. Yeah, man, I'm just going to like revert back to being like 13 years old and just having fun with things like that.
I'm
Can't
sort
wait.
of more focused on like getting stuff like that for my daughter, like buying toys for a kid.
You're lost, mate.
Yeah, that valid.
All right, should we jump into the questions?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do that. All right, High Fenza, I think that's how you say it, said, what tunes will never leave the flash drive that you never get tired of hearing? Who wants to go first?
Oh, Mr. Majestic, Caliber High
Yeah.
Contrasts. That is 100% never leaving our stick.
Yeah. Breakage Elmhurst Dub.
Yeah, Elmhurst Dub.
Play that one all the time still.
There's a handful.
There's so many, like
Pick one.
Too many.
one's just not enough.
I think
pick one of the handful
Mr.
that you
Maverick's a
have in your head.
good. That's a good pick there.
Do you know what? The weekend actually, like, it's not off topic, but I was playing like a few old school tunes because it was like a Nicky Black Market show. And it was like I used to shop in his record store when I was like fucking 14, 15 years old. Like, I'd mission into London. So I played like a load of old school tunes, and even some of them are like remasters and stuff. And you just notice it next to another tune. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's kind of awkward almost, man. It actually made me think like,
You got to. I actually
know.
put stuff into Ableton to slap a limo.
I'm gonna
back on it.
start
Yeah,
doing this,
that's
man.
yeah.
because there's one or two tunes like
Especially
prime
Caliber
examples, right? No, so Mr. Majestic stands up strong in every set I ever played in, right?
yeah.
But Chasing Status, Take Me Away is one that's always on the sticks, but I'm slightly hesitant to play it sometimes because I'm like, I know it's very quiet and it doesn't snap.
Bro, just slap
Same with like.
Pro Out 2 on it, man. Just
Well, same. Do you know what? Weirdly enough, it's never going to come off the USBs, and probably 1 in 10 sets I play it. But Dreadnought, Icicle, and SP, like it will
That
never
still
come
hits,
off the
though.
sticks.
Yeah, that
but
hits.
it
I mean,
hits.
of course
But the
that
blends
hits.
I want to do with it, they're always like doubled with a break tune, and it's like no offense to Icicle, like none at all, but. Nothing ever doubles well with a break tune except for a break
that's
tune.
the problem.
Yeah.
Problem is you're
Yeah.
playing break tunes in doubles. That's actually the problem.
Yeah, but that tune that doubles well, so well. So well.
surface, noise, fierce, octave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically every set.
Bagot asks, or Bagot if he's French, how do you guys start a tune, ways to get an idea going and the ball rolling? This one changes for me. Sometimes it's a sample, sometimes I'm just messing around with like old ideas that I'm resampling. Sometimes I'm just actually trying to play chords. Yeah, it can change.
Yeah. I would say that mine's probably it's when I'm on my own, it's sampling for the most part because I've just become sort of so set in having an idea sort of played to me and me picking something I like from that idea. So that whether that be going through samples or whether that be sitting next to Harry in the studio that missed the cheat code.
Yeah.
Just like improvising away on the keys. I'll be like, oh, whoa, stop, that bit, play that, and then zhuzh it up and then change that rhythm. But yeah, that'll probably be it for me. Samples or just being around. That's probably a good answer, that actually. Being around other like actual musicians. As a producer, that's someone that I don't think is as musically skilled as others out there, the more sort of collaborators that you can surround yourself in that regard. Like that definitely helps start ideas.
Mine would be just obviously someone sending me the tune in it, so it's slightly different. Would be just like feeling the vibe of that tune and deciding whether something might come completely off the cuff because I'm like already inspired, or it'd be like thinking of a concept and then maybe like writing some lines or sort of mini brainstorm or like related words around that and then going from that.
Yeah. Nice. X Omega or Zomega? Some of these names are spooky, man. Sorry. Harry from P&B or Harry from Data Free?
I'm going to say Harry from Data Free just because the only reason why I'm going to say Harry from Data Free is because we don't really have Harry from Data Free anymore.
No.
It's those guys still meet up and write tunes every now and then and stuff, but I think they're still releasing tunes as well. But I just think with the time constraints that Harry has with Pola and Bryson, Harry, Pola and Bryson is just there and rife and it's just about Harry, Data Free Harry. It's sadly we don't get to see him enough. So yeah, I'd say Data Free Harry just because we don't get to see him enough.
If it was a set and it's like DJing, I'm going with Data Free Harry.
Yeah.
Because he's just playing rollers, so I can do 64 bars constantly and piss off everyone in the dance. Production wise, I think I'd go Pola and Bryson.
Probably the same for me, to be fair. I think probably the same. Weird question.
I feel like we've been really nice on that one, actually.
Health on tour. How can you look after it? The main thing for
with great
me
difficulty
is just not eating shit all the time. That's really it, man. Like, I was literally about to go to Canada on Thursday, and my agent asked me like, what, like, do you have like things you want to eat or whatever? It's like when the promoters take it for dinner, I was like, I literally just said to her like, just healthy, like just please. I don't want to eat burgers and pizzas every day. That's the killer, isn't it? Like that actually is the killer. And obviously looking after like what else you're consuming, drinks or whatever. Like but for me, it's also maintaining the routines. Like I'll just still try and get up at like a reasonable time. Try and walk around if I'm in a nice spot. Canada's gonna be a nice place to be, so like, I'll try and walk around and whatever.
Walk
just routine,
every day.
Routine and diet, really. That's really it for me.
And sleep when you can, because you don't know when you're gonna get another chance. You sleep when you can, you eat when you can, you walk when you can, you get fresh air when you can, and you just try your best to get as much of it as possible. Yeah. And then the bad things, moderation.
Yeah.
Pick and choose your battles.
Anything to add?
Not really. Nah, I'd say exactly the same thing. Obviously, I think we're all drinking a lot less than we used to, which definitely helps.
Bit more sensible now,
yeah.
isn't
I'm 612. That'll probably be 12. No, 609 days now. No drinks.
That's
I thought you were saying you were 600. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about?
I'm just 600. No, it was like I posted the 600.
Past news.
Yeah, I posted the 600 one like 2 weeks ago. So let's say it's like 612 now.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Oh, well done,
That's
mate.
mental.
It's gone really fast.
I was going to go a round of applause for that, but
right, we can
join in.
Post editing.
Yeah, go on, Johan.
Sound design, especially drums, it's hard to answer that one. The key thing with drums is pick good samples. Like if I was going to say one line about drums, you can't polish a turd. So
no, you can't. There is so much to talk about with drums.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of a quick fire one. Quick fire.
It's the sound
dynamic range is still key. It's not about squashing the fuck out of them.
Depends what kind of tune you're on, though.
No, I disagree entirely there, mate. Me and Harry can still come with big stonky drums, and the dynamic ranges, I think, is what it adds to it. Yeah. But then, do you know what? Yeah, it's how we're writing the rest of the tune around the drums.
Really, right? Groove as well.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Let's move on from drums. This is too lengthy, man.
Yeah. And then the last one from X Omega or Zomega was mental health as musicians. It's kind of tied to the first one. Like physical health and mental health are so interlinked, I would say. And actually, this podcast, I don't know if it's going to come out before or after the Saturn one, but he touches on some really good points about that. And actually, quite a few of our guests have touched on quite a few points about that. So what I would say with mental health in music, watch our episodes.
Sat will be after. So listen to the next episode.
I'll also come with an actual response rather than just plugging another episode. But
fair.
I would say that especially in the music industry or in any industry that demands kind of more from you physically I'd say physically and mentally in terms of your availability and stuff than your average 9 to 5 is that if you're experiencing that, sod's law, people around you are experiencing it as well. And so if you're struggling, talk to people and talk to your peers and your friends, because people will fully get things more than you believe. And it's only once you talk to people about it.
I think there's like official support network.
There really is. I think, we're not qualified enough to talk on this more than that, really. But
no, but as in like reach out to those as well.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
help
For that reason.
Yeah. Chris M, any more events between you guys planned, like the Vaults? That Vaults show that you guys did.
Yeah. We're definitely going to do more. You're going to have to try and stop us from doing more of those. It was such a good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. It's just a matter of when and where. Like, I think we're definitely going to do another one in London, but it would be great to do one outside of London and sort of try and take it to a different part of the country or even a different part of the continent. But you got baby steps in it. Baby steps. Got to start small and then move up, but definitely do it again.
Yeah, we've started putting. It's 10 years of Galaxy next year. Basically, we want to do an event. We want to do an event for it.
Yep,
probably. But we've got to think about how we execute that, because obviously, everyone that follows us knows we play lots of different music, so we want to probably incorporate that somewhere. Like we've done a 6-hour set before, where we literally started with disco and went all the way to drum and bass. I think you were on that show. I think maybe
you've done a 6-hour set.
At what's the one in Hackney called? Hackney Social.
Oh yeah.
How did you even begin to plan that? I don't know where
we didn't plan it.
Was it 6 hours?
Yeah, we didn't plan it tune for tune. We just we'll do hour and a half of this genre.
Yeah,
hour and a half of this genre.
Gotcha.
So we did like disco, house, garage, dubstep, drum and bass. It was either 5 or 6 hours.
How long was Arm for?
Like 2 or 3.
I introduced you at the start there, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, you jumped on for like the last 2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The garage through to
upwards, basically. Yeah.
It was cool that show.
Yeah,
it
and
was
Tom
really cool.
played 3 lines on the shirt because I think it was the Euros or something.
Oh my god, was that last tune?
Yeah, that was last tune. Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was fucking joke.
So like something along those lines again would be sick. We don't know yet, but it'll be small, intimate. Yeah, just like have a party basically. It'd be sick.
Vibes.
What was the next question? It was Jay Rilla. What are your guys' favourite sandwiches? I'm assuming this is to do with
baguette.
The famous baguette incident.
Baguette gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Baguette.
that baguette was not even in my top 5. It's just I fancied it at the time.
Really fancied it.
Say again?
I
really fancied it. Yeah.
Deep throated the fuck out
What
of
was
it.
that? That was cheese, ham, and mustard. That's got a name in it. Cheese, ham, mustard. I think it had Wild Rocket in it. Baguette. So anyway, no. If you're asking my favourite sarnie, a New York like pastrami rye,
That's
have you had one in New York? Have you had one in New York?
No, I haven't.
They
I was
stack
in
them.
Reuben.
Yeah, Reuben.
Yeah, is that what that's what
it's
they're called, isn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I was in Brooklyn for 10 hours.
You should have gone to Cat's
awake
Cat's
for
Deli,
probably about
man.
5 of those, and I spent 4.5 of them going to a dispensary, smoking in a dispensary, and then struggling to get back from the dispensary. It was about a 15-minute walk from my hotel. It took me 45 minutes to get back from the same dispensary.
You're planning that bet. You could have smoked and then gone on a food tour.
Yeah, no, but the problem was I was too high to go anywhere other than back to my hotel. It took me a long time to get back.
Fair. Next time in New York, which we will be there in October.
Yes, we will be, yeah.
Cat's Deli. We'll go.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I want to go and do a little couple days, a little recce in New York.
It's the craziest sandwich. Like it's like really famous diner.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've been making a sandwich recently, actually.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, I like cooking, man. Like I just basically basil pesto as a starter in any like sourdough based sandwich is a winner, right?
So sourdough.
Get your nice
Basil
sourdough
pesto.
bread, basil pesto.
Sourdough toasted.
Yeah, I don't toast it actually.
Okay.
Just because I think sourdough is quite hard to chew when it's toasted.
already. Yeah.
And it's quite
Can be.
thick and like tough bread anyway, so
Yeah.
you don't really need to toast it. What's the smoked cheese? Is it Gouda?
Yeah.
Gouda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so a couple Gouda slices. I then just like grill a chicken thigh with like some seasoning mix that I've come up with like chipotle and all these different flavors. Then just the big beef tomato, a couple slices, bit of rocket, bit of mustard, bit of garlic, like aioli. That's the sandwich. Slaps.
I think making your own is just so
That's
much
the
better.
way, innit? Yeah.
It's the only reason, like, I do enjoy Subway.
Jalapenos as well,
but
put on it.
the ingredients obviously is like shit.
Quality,
but like, yeah, the quality of the ingredients is like, to make a Subway sandwich of your own ingredients.
If you
would
go
be
Whole
like
Foods
my
and buy the
ideal.
ingredients, you make just the most lit sandwich.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it would be similar to what you said. I'd just
Yeah.
spice my own chicken. I'd dash the cheese off, but it'd be like super hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I was going traditionally, I'd also say the old Reuben.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a Reuben.
Oh, I've just put you lot onto a recipe, by the way. Try that sandwich.
Chicken and cheese
Banging.
sourdough, basically.
Well, obviously the season.
Go on, Jack.
What I didn't give away was the spice blend I put in the chicken. That's actually where the money is. That's where the magic is. But yeah, maybe we do a Patreon, get the ingredients, and get the recipe if you really want it.
Stop making all these empty Patreon promises.
Luring people in and delivering fuck all.
Yeah.
Bait.
Pyramid scheme. Alex J. Lucas, what are your thoughts on the rise of D&B Wait, I can't read. What are your thoughts on the rise of D&B TikTok brainwashing people? Brainwashing is strong.
Brainwashing is strong.
It's strong. Is it creating a trend? Yes, for sure, though. Like, obviously, people making tunes for TikTok, or like the immediacy of TikTok is obviously affecting or influencing how people make music. Thoughts on it? I don't love it, but I don't partake in it. So
I don't think it's any different to how things were 10 years ago, how things
quite
were
different.
15 years ago. I really disagree, man. Like, I remember when I very first started going out raving and was actively producing and was making drum and bass and going, this is what I want to make. I would bump into like-minded producers that were like me. They'd literally just got a crack of some sort of software, and for the last year they've been making a couple of beats and stuff. Everybody was just trying to sound like Netsky, like Dimension, like Sub Focus, and if they weren't, they were trying to sound like High Contrast or New Tone. Like everybody, every year there's waves of people just trying to make tunes that sound like the people that are popular.
I think the key difference is, though, the people they were trying to imitate, had always, you could describe quite a few different sounding artists. So actually what it meant was the imitation was there, yes, but it was of a variety of things.
Yeah.
That scope has become so narrow now that actually every tune, not every tune, but it's the variety is narrower.
Surely
It is definitely narrower.
The key to this point is the TikTok element, where it's then put out in someone's face. Like what you're talking about, it was probably getting shared around a group of producers. It wasn't just out there in the ether for everyone to absorb.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
the other
context
thing
of that,
as well.
like that.
I don't know, man.
that
You
is-
could put a tune on YouTube and it's got just as much of a chance of coming up on someone's feed as it does on TikTok. I think TikTok is just another platform. I don't think TikTok has created or started something that none of these other platforms
the influence
couldn't
is
have
stronger,
done
though.
before. It's just, if TikTok wasn't TikTok and it was YouTube Shorts or it was Instagram Reels that became the quick short form swipe up video tool, then it would be Instagram Reels would be talking about right now, or YouTube Shorts. It wouldn't be TikTok. So I think it's the short form video, which is across everything now.
TikTok is the biggest platform by far, though.
Yeah. But I mean,
That's
there's
why he said
yeah.
specifically TikTok.
Okay, all right, yeah. So it's the short form video. This is the TikTok sort of format.
I think it's more just, it's a general question. He's not even just talking about tunes, man. He's just talking about people who are becoming famous through mostly being...
No, he is talking about drum and bass specifically.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I meant in the sense of, he's not talking about people making drum and bass tunes and putting on TikTok. Obviously, that's an element of it, but also it's face to cam, I'm funny, or I'm doing this thing that's actually not music related and it's drawing people into my music. It's that's actually also part of the context of the question, isn't it? It's
I think that's okay, though.
It's become, as some people call it, the circus.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, my personal opinion, but it's there's an element of that.
The promotional side of it bothers me less. It's just the music that they're promoting is the problem. Not the problem, but that's the bit that I'm just I mean,
it's that drop clip culture that we spoke about previously with someone as well. It's
all of it can only entertain people for so long, right? So whether it's your social media presence promoting your crap tunes, or whether it's your really exciting DJ performance promoting your crap tunes. Whatever it is, eventually something's going to give, and people are going to go, "This guy makes crap tunes. Why am I bothering?" Like, and I think if the music's the only thing, that doesn't matter what if you're doing any of this other stuff. If the music's good, people will come, right? And if they're already there, they're not going to leave because the music's good, right? That's why they're interested in you. You're a musician. So I think just with all this social media stuff and the trends and what it's kind of creating with, I think it can only last so long. It's hopefully it don't last as long as it could, which is a decade
I
or
have
more.
no idea. We'll see. Okay, last couple. DJ Colson, this is a good question. With pre-planned sets being the norm, is reading the crowd a dying skill for a DJ? Yes. Short answer. Yes. I've heard many stories of people being like, "Oh, like my playlist didn't upload and I was kind of stuck, so I didn't know what to play or whatever." Like that just wasn't a conversation 10 years ago.
Nah.
Or no, but is there less of a conversation? People have always planned sets. Like obviously with vinyl as well, you probably had to plan your set a bit more as well.
It's actually interesting you mentioned that because it probably went from planning sets more
like
with vinyl because
more
you had to be like,
fuck, I can't bring 150 vinyl.
I need to like skip to that part of the intro in order to get the double drop. I think Andy was like messing around with it, like back in the day, like mental techers. Like, and then we went through the transition of digital. Don't have to actually. I've got access to all this music and just turn up and be like, oh fuck, I'll play that whatever, and it's in key. To then people lacking the talent
but I
to
guess
maybe
the reading the crowd bit's interesting. I guess even with vinyl you could probably change the order in which you play stuff, whereas I think now it can be quite formulaic. Like I'm guilty of it to a certain extent, not guilty, but like we plan our sets way more than we used to, but I think because we spent years of just playing 100% freestyle, I'm very like the other day me and Tom had a show in Brighton and we were talking about the set and we were like, should we plan? He was like, oh, let's plan like the first half of it and then we'll just freestyle the rest of it. So like there's still that element of like we can just at that point you just like you make the set to like kind of get all the new stuff you want to play in or whatever, and then the crowd's warmed up at that point, so then you just whatever, play whatever you want. I think that's kind of a nice combination. But yeah, certainly playing sets start to finish, planned, rigid, can work really well. But yeah, it can also get you in trouble a little bit.
I guess if you're of that ethos, which I think a lot of people are, that's like, I'm just going to play what I want to play, and whether they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Which I think there's definitely a space for that in the current market because everyone's trying to just people please. So going against that trend is probably quite a healthy approach in a way because at the end of the day, you're into music for your own reasons. Yeah. You like obviously there's people there that need to be entertained, but also educating them and all these other things. They're important factors that would like like really relevant in a nightclub setting. My own answer would be like, if I'm doing a DJMC set, I have to because I can't be, I'm pretty on some Rain Man shit already. Like to not have planned that would just stress me out so much. Like I went a bit off piste at the weekend and did some like different bits because I just felt like it. But fundamentally, I'm not. I didn't even. I had one practice before I went and did this set, which is the least I've done it. And I've realised that actually now I'm getting into a rhythm where I can actually just probably turn up and just do the two together. But it's pretty techie, so I guess different scenarios lend itself more to thinking and planning more in advance, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Thoughts on that?
What's the question?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Pre-planning sets and whether
Jack loves that one.
Reading the crowd of dying skills of DJ. I know you've got some thoughts because you guys,
I do.
You kind of put me onto the planning of the sets thing before we were even doing it. So
I mean, me and Harry, the sets of ours that get the most thought or pre-planning are the ones where it's just one of us. And when it's the two of us, it is like we will 5 minutes before the set. Me and Harry one of us will turn to each other if we remember and go, what do you want to start with, by the way? And like that's it. And then from there, it's kind of like we have a plan of what songs of ours we want to play. Yeah. And then everything revolves around that. So whatever I play before that tune, what I'm going to double or blend with that tune and what I'm going to play after that, that's all up for debate. But I've got like a batch of 8 or 9 that I know work brilliantly with that. Yeah. And they go from deep and vibey all the way up to just like mad, throw your hands in the air, nutty, like. So whatever the room's feeling, if this is a bit of a floaty one already and they're like, what's this shit? Well, then I'll play the sheller because they're not going to like the floaty double drop. Like, so But then if they're enjoying the vibe, then I've got something like so. Yeah, I think
You have like clusters of blends.
yeah.
basically,
And
like-
that doesn't
That's
really
smart.
answer.
That's
yeah,
just smart.
Yeah.
No,
it
that's
doesn't
also-
really answer the question though, because
I think it does. That's
I think
smart.
I think it is a dying art form. But again, I think going back to the longevity, it's a dying art form for. I don't think it's dying out amongst the artists that it truly matters to do that with.
Yeah.
Without naming names, but if Dimension or Headaches pre-plan their
Without naming
set,
names, here's two names.
but for example, like big headliners playing like traditionally sort of more energetic, heavier tunes, and there is like a whole production to their show. Like, and I
Yeah,
understand it,
pyro
right?
and all that.
I get it. To those artists, like if they turned up and pre-planned their set or freestyled it, and I was there watching, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't care because the music they're playing is there to get you to dance, to get you to move, and there's like another aspect and reasoning why there would be pre-planning behind it. There's production value and all of this malarkey, right? And I'm not rushing out every weekend to go and see those kinds of artists. The artists that I am going to see are people more like your Calibre and your Marquee, and they are the people that almost without a shadow of a doubt are going to turn up and freestyle for the most part anyway. So I think the art form exists with those artists that where you expect and want it, and it's almost necessary. You want Marky to turn up and just freestyle this, but I wouldn't care if the kind of more heavier artists would freestyling their sets or planning, because I think for me for them it's about showcasing their music and their whole performance, whereas I think Marky, it is about crowd interaction. I think it's about the vibe.
He's a fantastic example, right?
Yeah.
Because actually, the skill level that he has to be able to do that is probably unparalleled in D&B. And actually, he's probably the guy that is doing that and patterning that harder than anyone.
Yeah.
Because most of the other, like I would imagine, like AMC,
He has to pattern them sets,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and like rightfully so. You know, no qualms.
It's a
but
different art form.
He's like working out.
It's a different
like
art form.
a different art form. That's my point.
Requires different skill set.
Because Marky, from like an old school perspective, and he's been that vinyl guy.
Yeah.
He's lived through all those like.
He's the DJ's DJ, and he always
Yeah.
will be. And that's not just in drum and bass. That's outside of drum and bass. Like across South America, that man is considered like the selector.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people know him across all genres. Like
I guess the point is the fact that because he's like A-starred all of those schools,
Yeah.
he's now in a position where he can do that effortlessly,
Yeah.
which is probably a lesson to like upcoming producers as well. It's like definitely do a bit of that, because
Yeah.
if you learn to do that, like it's gonna make you a better DJ. The
was
same
kind
way
of
that
my
if you
point.
learn to fucking beat match,
Yeah.
like and put some stickers over the BPM. Like, let's face it, that's a good thing to be doing, because to know how to correct things, obviously we got to sync all that stuff. But you know, if things go wrong, and just to generally have that ear, I think it's a vital skill as a DJ should have. Like, I do actually believe that.
That was kind of my point of like, it's good to do both, basically.
Yeah.
Like be able to freestyle. Because there will be situations where your plan set isn't going down as well as you thought it would. And you might want to switch it up. And just to be able to know your tunes well enough and your mixes well enough to be able to do that, I think is a really useful skill. Cool. Good question, DJ Colson.
Thank you, man.
All right, pick a dream stage location to DJ. You have to close your set with a non-D&B club music tune. You can assume everyone's going to love it. What tune do you play and where? An example, Goldie at Northern Bass 2017 played Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. Did you get the question?
Yeah.
So pick a place.
There has to be a place that's actually exists.
Yeah, not like top of the pyramids or whatever. Yeah, like a place, or like Mars or whatever. Like a real festival.
Like Pyramid Stage, Glastonbury or something.
Yeah.
And then you're picking a tune.
Last tune, non-D&B / club.
Oh, you know what? When I saw this, I thought of something so good, and it's just gone.
I would probably say Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And I'd probably say like, it's like a gigs tune or something.
Got it.
Like
say non-dance,
non-D&B, it's grime dance.
non-D&B.
Yeah.
All right, non-drum and bass. So you could still have like a classic
Nah,
house
it
track.
says it says non-dance.
Oh, no, non-dance.
Non-club.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? Just I've been rinsing it recently. Would be Paolo Nutini.
Oh my.
Hold on. Iron Sky.
I've never heard of it.
Bruv.
Apparently it's sent me.
Nah, bruv. Trust me. You know I had that tune?
No.
Nah.
Sick tune, revolutionary shit. Got some, honestly. Trust me.
Fair. Paolini is so funny.
I'm gonna play you that
That's
tune.
so funny.
I don't listen. I haven't never heard any of his other music.
Yeah.
That tune, fucking iconic banger.
Fair.
It's basically about. It's called Iron Sky because it's about like the fucking state of affairs we're living in, how fucked up government and all this shit is. Like a really politically charged.
Is that going to go? Oh, yeah, everyone. It has to go off. That's part of the question. It has to go off.
Oh, it has got to go off.
As in, like everyone's going to go off to it no matter what you pick. If
it's gonna go off, then yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
What would I pick? I don't know. Have you got one?
I'm playing for me.
Yeah. No.
Superstar would be another one, but that's got to be a dance tune. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick like a grime tune or some sort. I feel like.
So you can pick a grime tune.
Okay, all right. Yeah. JME and Gigs, Man Don't Care.
Yeah,
I think like that intro to that tune is just absolute.
Might be something along those lines.
Rhythm,
like a Skepta tune or something. I think that's what I picked.
I was
a
thinking,
UK classic.
Yeah. I think if grime's allowed,
like Dizzy Rascal, I Love You or something. Just along those lines.
It's got to be something where like the intro is iconic as well. Like,
can I get Dizzy and Wiley out to do the Slimzy dub play? Slimzy dub play. Dizzy Wiley reenact Slimzy dub play live on stage.
Perfect.
Like that's popping.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. This is the most involved question. Concrete Junglist, shout out them lot.
Come on.
You're the head of the University of Drum and Bass, a degree that will give you everything you need to make it in your own modern world of D&B. What are your core subjects and who are you getting to teach them? Understand the question?
Yes.
Yeah. I go drums break.
Drums break. Core subjects as in subjects that you'd get in school or
so it's not like maths and
no, yeah, right. So
we're creating the subject and we're picking the
and it's
teacher.
like, so if you had to educate people on drum and bass, like whether that was making it or like the history of drum and bass or anything to do with drum and bass,
we can pick
who would
normal
teach you for these
as well,
lessons?
like PE, Mampy Swift.
Yeah, but that's not going to help you in the core.
No, it's not going to help you make drum and bass though, mate. It's not going to help you in the world of D&B.
Right.
It said everything you need to make it on your own in the modern world of D&B. So like social media, Mosey.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Social media Mosey for sure.
Movie sample history.
Wow.
High contrast.
That is so niche.
Man knows a good movie sample.
That's an extra credit class.
Yeah, it's like film studies and samples.
That's not a core subject.
Samples.
Samples,
but specifically from films. That's what I'm saying. Films, there's crossover there.
Samples, I'd go workforce.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's other people. I was just trying to.
Workforce for samples.
Workforce and sampling.
Yeah, think of what setting. I'm thinking of samples like a little like. I'm not thinking of samples like you lot.
Musicals.
I'm thinking about literally. I want like what you were saying, like as in from a movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about movies.
What about Hazard then? He does that bare.
Yeah, I mean, but like for me, I'm thinking the whole spectrum. Delay No More into like Workforce's production, the little elements that like Spectral threw in and like Jack throws in for me like make some of that music just like my favourite, man. The little touches, like the whole, like talking about tripping and shit through setting. It's like expansion of the mind, like the philosophy and shit.
Street that.
Well, yeah, of course it is. It's fucking sick. Like
history of D&B. I'm gonna probably pick SP.
SP.
Yeah, history of D&B SP is fair.
Technical, like advanced production skill, Mephius.
Yeah,
I got some rapping ones.
Oh yeah, go on.
Actually, there's two. Actually, sorry. The history of D&B one would be 2 teachers. It would be SP and it would probably be like DJ Flight as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've got 2 for poetry. Would be DRS and Sense. They'd have to teach poetry.
Would it be poetry or would it be like
literature?
Writing?
Rap.
I mean, yeah, but like poetic lyric writing, fine.
Yeah.
Just what I meant, like as in. Then I would be like, how to double time Harry Shotter.
And then who'd be
breath control?
Who'd be hooks?
Who'd be hooks?
Punchlines and hooks.
Not punch, but I wouldn't put punchlines and hooks in the same thing. I think they're two.
Well, who would teach them?
For hooks, I'd probably put Degs, current form.
Yeah.
Punchlines. It'd be tough not to pick like Sense or Codebreaker again, to be honest.
What about like I was going to think more like a Jumper MC for punchlines.
Go on.
I don't know.
Who
was I thinking?
X-Man?
Probably X-Man, yeah.
But to be fair, X-Man, also Evil B. Like
one of them
X-Man
for probably punchlines I was thinking.
Yeah. Crowd Hype, IC3.
Yeah. And then what about like, artwork and like visuals.
Visuals.
But as in, because that's basically actually. So, what context?
Like
of
visual
visuals?
representation of your music.
Yeah. So, but someone who's done that very well, then basically.
Halogenics.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
His artwork's always just been really, really good.
Very clear in our mind from recent episodes as well.
Yeah.
Like explaining that whole it was the beauty behind that.
Yeah,
there was a lot of romance to that. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah,
Harry Bryson on piano.
yeah.
Yeah, was he teaching musical theory?
Or musical theory, yeah. That piano lessons.
Yeah, piano.
You actually do need to be able to play. That's a key skill.
Yeah, MIDI piano, MIDI keyboard lessons.
Who's doing mix downs in your opinion then?
Like technical. Well, you said Meshius, right?
That's
Was that sound
advanced
design?
music production.
Okay.
Advanced sound design, similar. Mix
I would say mix
downs.
downs breakage.
I was going
Yeah.
to say break on mix downs.
Yeah,
Personally.
I mean either or
Yeah.
Or Urban Dawn.
I haven't done be up there as well.
Killer.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm giving it to, do you know what? Breakage or Urban Dawn, because I know that they've both got a mad skill set outside of drum and bass, but as mix engineers.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Break can't. He's busy teaching drums as well at the minute.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, true. I would give. I just thought of one. I like the advanced mixing. It has to be AMC.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like actually like mixing on the decks.
Yeah.
What else do we need? Fashion. Probably Perez.
Yeah, Perez can take that one.
Yeah. I feel like I've sold him. I've done him this justice. Like he's so good at so many other things, but like he's better.
That is true actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wear nice clothes
There you
though,
go.
mate.
But yeah,
But
yeah.
no, maybe stylistically and like image, everything like that. Like
Yeah.
the whole 1985.
Everything he presents, everything is sick, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Marketing. Who'd be marketing? Amy.
Yeah.
Teach
yeah.
Amy on that marketing.
Hold tight.
Yeah. We're just going for our guests now, aren't we? Just
Yeah.
figure out having the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, it must
How?
be-
Oh no, it's not really.
we must be missing some key ones.
Fashion. Oh, do you know what? Alongside fashion, I think alongside Perez, there should be Concrete Junglists as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
these guys have Concrete Junglists have been around. Drone Boy, I remember Drone Boy back in the day, pre-Concrete Junglists. I've got a couple old Drone Boy t-shirts, like vacuum
Is
packed
this your
somewhere
way
in
of
there.
trying to get us free stuff?
No, but you know what?
I like it though.
If there's any Drone Boy merch sitting around in that warehouse that you want to send me, like
I like
oh,
it.
I was actually
what?
chatting to him the other day. He's such a G.
Oh, such a
like,
dog.
such
a dog.
a
I
G.
think-
Iconic. Like
I've only
what?
met like once or twice, very briefly, but yeah, always always loved the Concrete Junglist sort of, like the sort of ethos of the brand, but then also just the significance it's played since its inception. Just like
crazy.
yeah, you can't go to a rave without seeing a Concrete Junglist bit of merch somewhere.
Out of any like brand or like label, anything, I've purchased more Concrete Jungle
Oh,
stuff than anything else by
far.
like 3 or 4
By
fold.
far, yeah.
Testament to the product.
Any more topics?
It's got to be more topics.
Can't
I
think
mean,
of any, man.
it's we kind of we should be doing a bit more like behind the scenes industry kind of vibe, really. Like you brought Amy into the fold. I feel like that's a key
so
area.
Social media as well.
Yeah,
Marketing and social media as an artist is key though. I think this is for artists.
yeah. I guess it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just feel like there's so many unsung heroes of the
Yeah.
the
Bass
scene, but
lines.
yeah.
Bass lines.
Baselines.
Dillinger.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Dillinger.
Dilly, innit?
Diddy's got to be in there for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Caliber teaching?
Just
Realness.
integrity.
Yeah. Integrity.
I just feel like
A lot of people need to be turning up to
I
that
just feel like
class right now.
It's so funny.
Trust
that-
me.
It's so funny, like, and this is no disrespect to anyone I'm mentioning, but it's no funny that you've got like Mosey teaching social media and Caliber teaching integrity, and like fucking, you just got all these people at different ends of the spectrum teaching the same course or like the degree or whatever.
I feel like there's a Concrete Junglist poster to be like made from this on a
all
little
of that,
collab
yeah.
with our like University of D&B.
Yeah, facts.
Something. We'll turn it into, who's it that first book of drum and bass, like University Book of D&B.
Who did do that?
I don't know, whoever did that smashed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a sick idea. I remember
Maybe they
seeing
should
that.
do that as their next idea. I'm sure they've got something bubbling, surely.
You'd hope.
Yeah, I can't think of any more.
No, me neither. So I'm all burnt out from that.
Yeah.
Suggestions in the comments, please.
Yeah, if there's anything.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
That's a really good shout.
I'm sure there's some
Finally
good categories.
Finally,
linking it all in full circle.
There we go. So yeah, that was the last one. So yeah, as always, please do send more of these because we love these for the episodes with just us three.
They're really helpful.
Yeah, they really have. It saves us having to come up with stuff to waffle about. And yeah, like, subscribe,
Hit the bell icon.
notification icon.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Spotify.
Come join us on Patreon. We're going to get some shit soon.
No, we're not promising anything else. Just get join us on Patreon.
Yeah, just come join us on Patreon. Like, buy us a coffee once a month. It would be really, really lovely.
Here we go. Peace. Bye.
Safe.